Welcome back. People have been hotly debating identity politics for years, but that conversation has now reached a fever pitch with the display of white nationalism in Charlottesville over the weekend. Most libertarians and conservatives generally despise identity politics, but Tim Carney says that may actually be the answer to our problems as long as it's the right kind of identity politics. He writes in the Washington Examiner, quote, "We will be a patchwork of different cultures and organic tribes, all proud of and defined by an identity rooted in organically evolved custom, belief, and practice. Or will it be the ersatz and ugly identity politics we saw by torchlight in Charlottesville over the weekend?" Joining me now to make the case, the author of those words himself, Tim Carney, the Washington Examiner commentary editor and American Enterprise Institute visiting fellow. Hello, Tim.
Thank you for having me. Thanks for having my column on here, too. I love that stuff.
Absolutely. We love your column. We love your writing. And I think you're making a very interesting case because right now so many people are running from the identity politics burning theater for the exits. But you say there's actually a positive identity that we should be embracing.
Yeah, I mean, well, my first premise is that you can't blame identity politics for what's going on any more than you could blame greed for the financial crisis or gravity for a plane crash. It's always there. People naturally have and need to have tribes. Tribalism is a natural thing. An identity that's more specific than just I'm an American, I'm a human being, is also needed. This is humans need to be in small communities, and that those things can be and usually are healthy, and they're certainly necessary.
Okay, but what's the difference between a healthy community and a small community of Nazis?
Yeah, so my argument in my column is that the Nazi communities, the white nationalists, is what grows up in the absence of an identity. If you look around and you're not proud of your hometown, you're from Nowhereville, Ohio/Kentucky, like the driver of that car in Charlottesville, you're not religious like the driver of that car in Charlottesville, and you didn't go to college and you didn't have a father, you say, well, I know I'm a white guy, I know I'm an American, that's white nationalism. That's the only identity you have. So then when it's a majority identity, and when it's sort of invented out of ideology, out of somebody's argument, that's different than saying, hey, I'm a Greek Orthodox, here's these generations of traditions. I'm an Irish guy, here's the sort of music we listen to. I'm a Jewish guy, I'm a black guy living in D.C. who went to Ballou High School. That I think the organic communities have more of an ability to sort of be both closely bound together, but also accepting of others, while the more ideological ones are more likely to go to war with the others.
That's the critical part. The acceptance of other people's cultures and identities, and the curiosity. And I think that's what's missing, and I think that is what is so divisive, is the othering, and saying your culture is different from mine, therefore you are bad.
No, and that's exactly right. And so I'm out in the D.C. suburbs in a strong parish called St. Andrew the Apostle, and we're surrounded on both sides by these Orthodox Jewish synagogues. And whenever sort of our big Irish Catholic families meet their big Jewish Orthodox families, there's always this appreciation of, oh, you guys do things so differently. We see you walking to service. We're driving everywhere. And, you know, we have similarities of being religious, of being very pro-family, but then we have these vast differences. And the strength and comfort within our own community, I think, gives us a more ability to reach out to and sort of work with other communities. And that a lot of the problem that leads to, if you look at the Nazis, part of that sprung up in Germany from German men being told, you can't be proud to be German. So they go to this extreme. And a telling stat I look at in my column, Trump voters were the most likely to, when they're asked their ancestry, to not say Irish, African, German, anything else, to just say American. I think deracination leads to basically extremism and the sort of thing we saw in Charlottesville.
Well, it's a very interesting way of looking at this, and we will post your column on our Facebook page, facebook.com/KennedyFBN. Tim Carney, thank you so much.